a two-legged robot marathon runner, a Japanese robot basketball player. The creation of humanoid androids is put on the conveyor belt. People will begin to implant chips in the brain, and other high-tech news in today's One Issue. Here we go. If you want to know for sure if you can run away from killer robots, now you have something to compare your speed on your morning run. For example, the two-legged Cassie robot was able to cover 5 kilometers at the stadium in almost 44 minutes, and at times it accelerated to a speed of just under 8 kilometers per hour. On ordinary roads, it took the robot 53 minutes to cover the same distance, including falling 2 times. The first time, the robot failed due to overheating of the computing module, and the second time, Cassie accelerated too much on a turn and could not keep the balance. It's important to note that the robot covered the entire distance on a single battery charge. Cassie developers from Oregon State University and Agility Robotics said that the new deep learning methods helped them teach the robot to move so well, and it made the robot more stable. Remember that Cassie's now being used for research. Agility Robotics used it to create a commercial version of a robot with torso and arms, which was used by Ford as part of a research project on autonomous delivery robots. A big advantage of bipedal robots is that they can easily navigate through spaces designed for humans, things like stairs and narrow corridors. Toyota recently showed off its Q basketball robot at the Tokyo Olympics. According to the company, the robot uses artificial intelligence computing to calculate the shot from anywhere on the court. And also, Q never misses. In this video, the robot stands at the end of the three-point line. Q is a humanoid robot that's 208 centimeters tall and weighs 75 kilograms with a torso, arms, legs, and a head. It uses sensors in its torso to calculate the exact distance to the hoop and make the shot. He's also able to determine the best angle and strength, but takes 10 to 15 seconds to do these calculations. Q, although, is not exactly entertainment. For years now, Toyota has been exploring robotics and artificial intelligence on a variety of vehicles, from smart humanoid robots to autonomous cars. Let's introduce you to BeBot, the cleaning robot that we really need on our beaches. The robot is able to remove bottles and cups, but also small debris including cigarette butts and pieces of plastic. A robot with a battery connected to a solar panel can drive it back and forth across the beach all day, sifting through the top layer of sand and covering about 3/5 of a soccer field in just an hour. It can sift through and pick up anything larger than a square centimeter, from bits of old packaging to cigarette butts. It also picks up shells and pebbles, so once the machine is full, someone has to sort the contents to separate recyclable plastic and trash from materials that might go back into the sand. Of course, this also takes a lot of time, but still it's a lot faster than trying to pick up such trash by hand. Creating a facial active android is complicated and time-consuming, but Hiroshi Ishiguro's lab has developed a system that allows you to use a multi-material 3D printer to simultaneously make an android's head, including the skin and mechanical components. Just stick a block of actuators in the back and you're done. The idea is that with 31 degrees of movement, you can quickly change designs without having to make many actuator adjustments at once. China has begun construction of an autonomous robot research floating base. Construction is being conducted by the Southern Marine Science and Technology Laboratory of Guangdong Province. The finished vessel will coordinate drones in the air, on water, and underwater. According to China Central Television, it will be commissioned as early as next year. The 88-meter autonomous research floating base is called the iShip. The vessel, with a deck width of 6 meters, will have a displacement of 2,000 tons and will be able to move at speeds of up to 18 knots, moving autonomously or under remote control. The iShip is planned to go on mission without a crew on board. The ship will be equipped with IMO SOS-OS ocean surveillance systems, which will enable it to simultaneously conduct research in the air, on the water, and underwater using more than 50 unmanned systems. The latter will include both unmanned aircraft and surface and underwater robots. U.S. engineers used PolyJet 3D printing technology to build robot prototypes from polymeric materials. Thanks to the ability to print multiple photopolymers simultaneously, the technology makes it possible to create complex structures from multiple polymeric materials with different properties in a single printing sessions. First, engineers designed and printed diodes and transmitters powered by hydraulics and pneumatics, and then they demonstrated their use in control circuits on hydropneumatic robots. One simulated a turtle, and the other was a three-fingered robotic arm that engineers used to control the gamepad of a NES game controller. Using a pre-written program that controls the Robo-Roku fingers pressed on the buttons of the controller at specific points in time, the engineers were able to pass the first level of the game, Super Mario Bros. Nano drones are ideal for locating gas sources because they are safe, maneuverable, and inexpensive. However, their extremely limited sensors and computing resources make the realization of such a task pretty difficult. Engineers from the Netherlands, Spain, and the United States managed to solve this problem by creating a swarm of smaller drones capable of finding gas leaks indoors on their own. Due to their small size, the drones do not build a map of the room, but thanks to the use of laser rangefinders and an algorithm similar to how birds search for food, they successfully manage to find the location of the leak. The developers equipped the Crazyfly Research Micro Drone with a gas sensor that detects the presence of impurities in the air, as well as laser rangefinders on the sides and optical flow sensors. In a swarm, each of the drone moves by tracking the concentration of gas in the air and reports its observations to its comrades, after which the swarm determines the direction of travel with the highest concentration and again observes the parameter being measured. This method makes it possible to quickly find the source of the leak near which the concentration of gas will be the highest. The Winnipeg Police Department bought a Spot robot, which the NYPD had already abandoned, for the use of hostage situations. The purchase of the robot with all necessary equipment, training, and related costs will cost the police department about $250,000. Interestingly, the police intend to recoup these costs at the expense of proceeds from the confiscation of property from criminal activity. Officers currently use small robots that move on tracks or wheels to record information or evaluate suspicious packages. The new four-legged robot dog can go up and down stairs, open door handles, and communicate remotely with potential criminals. Scientists at MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory recently created a new algorithm that helps the robot find effective movement plans that ensure the physical safety of a nearby person. In the video, the bot helped put a jacket on a person, which could potentially prove to be a powerful tool in extending the assistance abilities to people with disability or limited mobility. To provide a theoretical guarantee of human safety, the team's algorithm reasoned about the uncertainty of the human model. Instead of having a single default model in which the robot understands only one potential response, the team gave the machine an understanding of many possible models to more accurately mimic the way humans understand each other. As the robot gathers more data, it reduces uncertainty and refines these models. Joby Aviation's electric air cab traveled 240 kilometers on a single charge, and it's a record for electric transportation. Company representative said that by 2024, they plan to launch a full-scale air cab service, including regional flights. The total flight time of the vehicle with 6 rotors was 1 hour and 17 minutes. Surprisingly, the development of the battery, which ensures the duration of safety in the air and can withstand more than 10,000 flights, for Joby Aviation lead John Wagner previously engaged in the development of batteries for Tesla. And the Volocopter 2X electric air cab successfully made its first flight in public at the American Air Show AirVenture 2021. Volocopter 2X with a crew on board flew to an altitude of 50 meters. The whole flight lasted for 4 minutes, and the maximal speed of the aerotaxi is only about 29 kilometers per hour. The purpose of the demonstration was to grow awareness of this technology and inform visitors about the possibilities. The American company Synchron Inc. announced the beginning of testing its neuro interface on people. The company has received the appropriate permission from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and in this way, Synchron managed to overtake other companies, including Elon Musk's Neuralink. Synchron has already conducted numerous studies of various kinds, including trials on 4 patients in Australia. The Centrode chip, smaller than a matchstick, will allow paralyzed patients to control electronic devices by guiding cursors and activating other controls with their thoughts. A thin wire will connect the implant to another, located in the chest, and an integrated transmitter will broadcast the signal outside the body to a computer near the patient. And in associated Neuralink news, the company has announced completion of another round of $205 million in funding. The money will be spent to bring the company's device to market and accelerate research and development of future products. Neuralink has spent the past 4 years building the first brain-machine interface with a large number of channels for therapeutic use in patients. The N1 Link product is a 1024-channel device that, once implanted, becomes completely invisible and transmits data over a wireless connection. We've talked more about this recently, and we'll put that video here in the link. Another one of Elon Musk's companies, Tesla, has released a major software update for its electric cars. The updates include Russification of the onboard system, the appearance of a car wash mode that locks the charging port, wipers, door locks, and parking sensor beeps. Also, improvements have been made to the video recorder, which now records all safety-related moments to local storage. Battery information is now displayed in expanded video, and also added the option to disable automatic mirror dimming and support for the streaming video service Disney+. Now, the network is wondering if the Russification is the first step to the start of the official sales of Tesla in Russia? True, the update included not only Russian, but also Hungarian and Romanian. Russian 5th-generation Su-57 fighter jets will be able to be controlled by the eyes and voice in the future. As of today, the innovation interface exists only in prototype videos. The solution is quite complex as the human eye continuously scans the environment, due to which is in constant motion and unconsciously. However, after a little training, the pilot adapts and gets the opportunity to press buttons and select indication frames from the multifunctional screens in the cockpit with one glance. On the ground, the specialist stressed, the system already works well, but in real conditions, when the aircraft is in the air, everything is much more complicated. There's also a voice interface in the development of the Design Bureau. Here, the system will not just respond to commands, but also understand the context of the situation, and therefore recognize natural speech. Engineers are also considering the creation of sensor control and augmented reality systems. July 29 laboratory module Science successfully docked to the International Space Station, replacing the station module Pierce, which was removed from orbit and sunk in a non-seaworthy area of the Pacific Ocean. The new multi-purpose laboratory module will allow operations to be performed overboard using the European robotic arm, thus reducing the number of costly spacewalks. Science includes 20 versatile laboratory workstations inside the module and 13 robot-operated workstations outside. The module also includes a docking port, a system for controlling ISS roll orientation by means of engines, fuel transfer equipment, a water regeneration unit, an oxygen supply complex for 6 people, and other useful modules. Among the experiments on Naka, we'll study the development of embryos and quail eggs in zero gravity. The experiment Vampire, growing crystals for infrared sensors in zero gravity on a rotating magnetic field. Also, astronauts will try to grow lettuce with a greenhouse conveyor belt and conduct a number of other space experiments. While you're watching Moly Robotics cook the perfect steak, subscribe to the Pro Robot channel, like this video, and don't forget to write in the comments about what you thought was the best part.